Hi, I'm Luke from Luke's Brain Chunks, and you're watching the first ever episode of The Binge Effect. We'll eventually have expensive graphics come up. Welcome to the variety show / talk show for you, the creator, that the internet didn't know it wanted. The goal is to have structure like talk shows where there's an intro or monologue, which is what I'm doing now, but instead of jokes, I'm kind of explaining what's going on. So in future episodes, there's going to be jokes or videos or something fun to kick off the show. You have to watch another episode to see what we do. But then we jump to the guests, and that's where we feature you and hype you guys up to find creators you may have heard of, you may not, and really just get a new take on what they do, how they do, and how you can follow them too. Then we're gonna sprinkle some commercials and other bits and nuggets along the way to make it more of a full round show. And yes, I did wear my fanciest dress shirt that it doesn't fit. So luckily, you're only seeing here up because the rest aren't buttoned and it's not a pretty sight. But the goal is to interact with you guys and have you interact back and feature as many people as we can on the show. There's a lot of creators out there, there's a lot of content, there's a lot of things that we can learn, and we want to help convey this through the show while having fun at the same time. So we're going to kick it off with a section I like to call audience participation. Well, anyways, on Twitter, if you're not following, follow me at Brain Chunks for other audience participation opportunities. But we asked the question, fill in the blank. You know you're a YouTuber when, and Andy C. Marshall said, it takes you half a day to do the shopping, all those camera setups. If you daily vlog or even try to capture by yourself what you're doing, that's a good portion of what you do. So Mr. Dad Plus 3 said, your wife asks if the laundry is done and it's piled next to you in the laptop while editing. You wake up at 4 a.m. for a week to edit so Kids Sans wife won't bother you. You use your car as a sound studio and edit inside a few times. Too close to home. I think someone read my diary on those. So that's audience participation for the first ever episode. We're gonna have other questions, other interactions. So if you wanna get involved in the next one, follow at Brain Chunks on Twitter and we'll be sending out more questions shortly. All right, well, enough of this face. You're not here to see this face. You're here to see who we're interviewing for the first guest of The Binge Effect. I want to know too. So let's cut to a completely same recording of Luke interviewing the guest. Welcome back. It is an honor to have our first guest on The Binge Effect. And I guess, need no introduction. We're going to introduce him now. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Danny Black. Thanks for joining us, Danny.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is great. The Binge Effect, I like that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we're really pumped about it. I think it's going to be huge. By the way, I'm horrible at impressions, but I always do them anyways. So then I usually apologize after.
No worries.
But yeah, so you are in Australia, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's
Nice.
12 o'clock midday, the day after where you are.
Yeah, which I think my mind's wrapped around it, but it still blows my mind.
It's
So
crazy. Even when you fly back and forth, it's really weird. Like you leave Australia at like say 11 a.m. and you arrive in LAX 3 hours before that.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So you get to experience that time twice. And then when you fly back, you completely lose a day. Like you leave on Wednesday and Thursday does not exist and you get there Friday morning. It's just
Oh wow. So it's commitment to fly back. Yeah. Wow. So many how's it in the future jokes going through, but we'll say that for another time.
When I was on Pusha Studios, all they could think of was they just Ksenia. She loves that whole time travel kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Nice. Well, thank you so much for joining. Super pumped. So we're going to throw out some questions. This is what we do here on The Binge Effect. I get to know Danny a little better and basically get to dive into the mind and world of Danny. So I guess start off basic question for you. What do you do?
That is a very loaded question, but an easy question at the same time. I am a musician. I play at bars. I play on cruise ships. I'm solo. I do the whole, it's easy for me to say I do the whole Ed Sheeran looping thing, but I've been doing it, if not longer than him. And I just kind of do this one-man band thing, and I travel around, and that's how I make my money. I get paid to travel. And then on top of that, it was, a couple of years ago, and I was like, I should be vlogging this experience because it's kind of a cool experience. And since then, I've been doing that. I did it hardcore, just like everybody, hardcore at the beginning, and then you're kind of like watching where it goes and saying, where should I kind of morph this into? So that's what I do.
Nice. That's exciting because I've tried the vlogging, but it's tough when you don't have an eventful life to vlog. You're just kind of like, what am I gonna do? But the vlogging to you is kind of, hey, while I'm doing this, I might as well get the camera out and show everything.
But you would think that would just you just be rolling in the subscribers, but it doesn't work that way.
No, really.
People have to find you somehow, and you have to make something that's going to be popping, and It's very interesting. It's you know,
man. And you've been vlogging for a year, right?
2 years actually.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Almost 2.5, and I almost have 5,000 subs. So
Okay.
that goes to show. I mean, it's an exponential growth. So it's like, you know, it started out really slow, and then
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of, and so, you know, by tomorrow I'll have 100,000. That's just how it
right.
works.
Exactly. Exactly.
What would you do if you had 100,000 subscribers?
Oh my gosh, it's almost like Monopoly money, because it's at some points when you hear that number, you're like, there's no way that's going to happen. But then other points, you know, you see people with 10 million subscribers, and you're like, if they can do that, we can do that.
You'll get to 100,000, and I feel like you'll be like, I should have more.
Right, exactly.
Like, I'm not. You'll still feel like a small like YouTuber. You'll be like, well, shoot, these other people have 500,000, and I'm sitting here at 100,000. It's just, it never ends. That's the sad part about it. By the way, pardon my voice to all your viewers, because I'm just getting over a cold, so I sound a little bit more raspy than usual. But oh well.
Got a good blues.
Maybe it's sexy or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the thing. I always tried to ignore the YouTube play buttons that they kept coming out with, because I've been doing YouTube, almost 10 years now. I mean, so I'm at the plateaued at the 5,000 range. That's a whole other story. But before, it was just one play button when you reached, I forget how much, but now it's like you hit 100,000, you get one, and like now 1 million and 10 million. It's like never ending.
They'll probably take away the 100,000 one before, because there's gonna be too many people hitting it.
Yeah,
like,
right. Exactly.
It's just gonna be like a certificate. You made it.
Yeah, right. Good for you.
You have to print it out yourself.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna make my own 100,000. If they take it away, So I'm assuming, doing music, you've probably been doing that your whole life, right?
Oh yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And
I did video editing for about 10 years right out of high school, and kind of that's how I started getting back into video. I quit the whole video editing in commercials and stuff because it kind of sucks. Like it's like it never ends, really. It's just the projects keep coming, and then you make a really good project and you feel like there's no gratification for it. It's just like you just get paid like a normal wage job. Like whereas YouTube, you make a video and it gets big. That's some kind of like, hey, yeah, people appreciate this. This is awesome. People are telling me in the comments they love it. But when I started doing music, and it's just like you just do a gig, you get paid. Do a gig, you get paid. It's just done. Like it's like doing a live stream. There's no after editing. It's just done. I love that.
Yeah, full gratification through the whole thing. How do you like, so going from the transition of like doing commercial and everything to like essentially making videos for you? I mean, that's got to be such a free feeling to do.
It is. But then once you get to a certain size, and I mean, I'm not huge, but once you get to a certain size, people are still kind of telling you what to do. People have invited me on really cool like cruise ships and little boats and stuff, and I made a vlog, and then they'd be like, hey, can you take this out? Because that's not what we want our image to be. And I'm like, but this is what happened on your thing. Right. Like, and cause it's kind of a growing process. Instead of being hard headed, I'll take it out and re-upload it or something like that. But it just, sometimes it sucks, but you have to like kind of make everyone happy, be friends with people. You can't try to fight it just because, this is my art and whatever. I mean, people can't have that attitude, but at the same time, you can't really get anywhere with that attitude either.
Right. Yeah. And that's, something like even me, like I never thought of that. Like even getting to that point is like, oh yeah, like there's still people that have, or at least think they have a say in what you're producing.
Yeah.
With your name on it.
Yeah. I mean, I could say, no, I'm going to leave that in there.
Right.
But sometimes you have to look at the story and like, does this really fit with the story? But then like, this is kind of an interesting thing for that is, there's a company up in the Whitsundays. It's like a cool chain of islands, and the first video I made, I went on as a guest. I just paid my way and made this video, shared it on Facebook, and it got like over 100,000 views and a bunch of shares and all that stuff. And so they wanted me to come back up, and then they were like, why aren't these other videos going viral like that one? And I'm like, well, you're kind of telling me what to do. Like it's not me speaking for myself, And then they're like, interesting. But they still have me up.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
Whatever. Just the way it is.
Yeah. And with everything you've been doing up to this point, is there something, it's kind of a segue, but like, is there something right now that's the pinnacle of where you're like, this is what I've made, this is the biggest thing I've been proud of creating and putting out there?
Man. That is a loaded question. I think the sad part is the things that I'm most proud of are the things that don't get viewed the most.
Mm-hmm.
The videos that I kind of slapped together and probably said this will never be popular are the ones that got popular. It's just, but as far as an overall thing, I'm just glad that I did it. You know, I don't know. It's hard to really pick one thing.
Pinpoint. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna post a video today on my channel, and I'm starting. You know, like you try to create like a schedule for your channel, and I've been doing I tried doing daily. I tried doing 3 a week. I've tried doing once a week. I've tried doing 2 a month, things like that. And then today I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this thing called a Quickie D, which is short for Danny, I guess you could say. And like just a 1-minute video, and I'm gonna post that video and just highlight like what's like just an update, like a quick update.
Yeah.
Why not? Like a lot of times you get afraid to post something short and you think that everyone's gonna hate it and they're just gonna leave. And if they do, then why are they here? You know?
Right.
So I'm doing this thing called Destreamer.
Ooh.
And it's everyday live streams in December. And I have a separate channel called Here is Danny Black. If you can find it you put X, Here is Danny Black. And it's just live streams. All it is live streams. And I'm trying to work on getting my Facebook group, my crowd on Facebook. It's like a page of 12,000 people. Bring that over to my live stream channel.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of gigs. I do a lot of cruise ship stuff. And that's kind of all they want. And so I'm going to do live every day and on the Facebook, and then tell them like, all right, now if you want to watch more, come over to my YouTube and I'm going to go live there and just see if that works and see what happens. It'll be fun.
That's awesome. What are you calling it again? Destreamer?
Destreamer.
Destreamer.
Stream, B-E-R, yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And it stems off of, I did a thing called Julive. That was my first one. And I did that on Where is Danny Black. And Julive was great. And you put that Y upside down and it looks cool. So it's Julive. And I think that was like the first time anyone in my group of friends and subscribers have seen anyone do that. And that was on Where is Danny Black. There's like a whole playlist on it. And it was really good. And I got so many super chats and so much money from it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this every year and try to get other YouTubers on. And we'll have like some kind of GoFundMe or I forget. What's one of those like where you raise money for a benefit?
Yeah.
Like link in the bottom and try to raise like, imagine getting 1,000 YouTubers to do this and them making about $500. That's $500,000 towards a charity. Like that would be pretty cool. Like to be part of something called Julive, and all you do is live stream and tell people, hey, make a donation down below. And so I think that's kind of an exciting thing, and I want to really push it for the next year and then see if we can make it a yearly thing.
Dude, I love it. We'll have to come back with you and get involved and see how we can help.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, you should do it for sure. Sorry, I feel like I just unloaded a whole bunch of information on just everything.
No, that's great. I feel like a little kid who's just like, I got excited with each thing you said because it makes so much sense with how it's working. And I forget even just the live stream for it to raise money, like the phone-a-thons back in the day.
Yeah.
When celebrities like on there. You answer the phone, and it's like so much simpler now, but yet you really don't see that. And that's
absolutely.
Huge. Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be really cool, especially with Julive. I want to set it up like a calendar where you have all these people involved. We have a website, and then you actually can hand it over to someone else. So because you know that they're going to be on the next hour and be like, all right, guys, now head over to this guy's, Luke's live stream, and because some people will come on late and want to keep watching, and then it could just go on for like the whole month of July. I think that'd be so cool.
That would be amazing, and like I'm going to say groundbreaking, like just so much potential with it. And the excitement behind it.
We'll see how it goes.
Wow.
But I mean, Movember started. It wasn't like the biggest thing, after the first year. But who knows what can happen after a couple of years? And hopefully, live streaming won't be overdone and will be still be a thing. Yeah. A couple of years. You never know.
Exactly. I think live stream, at least at some form, will always be just kind of like, because it's kind of behind that curtain to people's lives. And if you have those fans, they're going to be like, oh, I'm with you, Danny. We've never met, but I'm with you.
Well, and it's a big community thing. And I try to keep it fresh. I have a lot of cool gadgets and like the GoPro Hero 7. I did a live stream from that just to test it out, and I had this little football like thing where it goes in there and I could throw it, and just played around with that. I have a 360 live stream camera, and so I went snowboarding with a 360 camera. I went live from the drone a couple times, and like it's just amazing because you have your phone where you're flying it from, and it picks up all the audio, and the drone's like way out far, and it streams it at 720, and it's just beautiful. So
wow.
I have a bunch of little cool gimmicks to kind of make it fresh. I also do once a month Name That Tune, since I'm a musician. Yeah. So people in the chat, I play the song, and whoever gets it first, we keep score, and there's prizes and stuff, and I'll be doing that next week. I don't know when this is going to air, but December like 4th. It's hard to say because you guys are a day behind, so it's like,
right.
Yeah, I guess you just have to be part of it, and then you can see.
Yeah. Oh man, that is so cool. With a side question on the live streaming for you, how do you like to live stream? Are you live streaming? Because I know you're a musician. It's not like you can play and interact at the same time. How do you find yourself best interacting during a live stream?
Well, if I'm playing a gig, live streaming, is that what you're saying?
I guess a gig, or even just how you're planning on interacting for Disstreamer.
Oh, I mean, this is how I interact,
just like this.
So it's like that. I talk to I could see the comments and stuff.
Yeah.
With gigs, it's cool. I've done a couple with the 360, which is nice because people can look at my pedals. They can look around, see the idiot drunk people dancing. And then... can you edit that out? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I forgot. Oh yeah, there's a plug that I could plug in and go straight from the board, so you get like the quality sound.
Oh wow.
And I'll take requests. Like some gigs I play out here like are so lame. Like there's like nobody there. It's an agency that they just pay you to play, and then there might be like 5 people there. So there's more people watching me online than there is there. Yeah. And so I'm like, any requests? And then people are like, yeah, play Sweet Caroline, sure.
Right.
Got it. Let's do it. Why not? Have a drink first. Right.
That's right. Have you found being in Australia with because you're from America, not having an Australian accent, do you find that makes you kind of like how Ed Sheeran or someone from England sings in America? Like, are they like wooed by you because of your American subtleties?
It definitely wooed by talking.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, they watch all of our movies and TV shows. So when they hear me talking, they're like, American. And it definitely, I feel like it gives me a little bit of an edge. But when you're singing, just like English people sing, like you don't usually hear the accent in the songs. And because like the Beatles, they sounded like they were American the whole time when they sing songs, and you just don't hear it. So I don't think that. Although I do hear myself sometimes losing my R's. Because that's what Australian accents do, like at the end of a word, like December, they'd say December. Oh. Well, it doesn't sound that bad, but it's like December. Mm-hmm. That's probably a bad example. It's almost like Boston, like lobster.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit like that. Not as harsh.
Yeah, internally I'm fighting back my Boston impression as well because it's horrible. But, yeah.
Yeah, you just got to say, park the car in the Harvard yard.
You got it down. Yeah. How long you been in Australia now?
Fully 3 years.
Okay.
I did a cruise ship out of Australia for a year prior to that. And then I moved here, end of 2015.
Okay.
But on and off, like I've been touring the States a couple times, and so on and off. I mean, I'm basically full time. I haven't like changed my address yet.
Yeah.
It's just I have, you forget to do that sometimes, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You just get in your groove, whatever. But I married an Aussie, so it's permanent,
Oh yeah, right.
I don't want to change my address, and then she's like, "Hey, let's move to America," and it's like, "Oh, now I got to change my address again."
Yeah, right. Double duty then. So.
Yeah. It's just that's the wanderlust problem, when you're just traveling and stuff. You just don't know where your address is. Yeah. So you just keep it at the same thing. Right. I think the house that my address is actually registered to is a house that my parents don't even live at. It's just like my old family house, and it's just not even theirs anymore. So who cares? If someone's sending me mail that's like not me ordering something that I can send somewhere else, then they're picking the wrong way to reach me, because there's so many better ways to do that. And I mean, unless they're like the IRS.
Oh yeah.
And they do those phone calls that like, hey, we're from the Hey, what if I'm the IRS? And, we're coming to seize all your stuff. The cops are coming. And you're like, no, they're not. Like, the IRS is not going to call me.
Right. And threaten to beat me up at my house.
Yeah. Better go get a Walmart gift card and send it to us.
Yeah.
No, that's not. Sorry. People, I can't believe people have fallen for that. It hurts my soul for humanity thinking that. Like, first of all, thinking that someone would try to scam someone like that. And then the fact that somebody would fall for that. Like, that hurts.
Right. I always try to play a game when they call, and I have a list literally of words probably every day. And then if they allow me to stay on the phone, I try and fit those words into a conversation without trying to like make it obvious. Like armadillo. It's a lot of fun.
You should that should be one of your shows.
I like that.
Just that. Record it. This is going to be going on. Let's see how long we can.
I like that.
Let's play a game. See how long we can keep this guy.
Get a timer going. Live streaming.
Yes. Get people betting. I think he's going to hang up soon.
Yeah. Right.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I love it. I'm gonna boomerang now. I know that's an Australian. I think that's an Outback thing, right? Boomerang it back to creating, because I know I asked you before, kind of what's your favorite, but this has a kind of a flip on it. Do you have maybe this is more just in my experience. Do you have a least favorite thing that you have online of you right now, where in my case it's like, oh, I have friends or family that are watching this, like, oh, I wish this wasn't a represent. Like, I still want it out there, but I can't believe this is their first impression of me.
Yeah. If you Google my name, I don't know if I never thought about this now, but because I have all these other videos under my name, you might not see it. But there was a video that was really popular of me on a cruise ship. Someone else obviously did it, and they put it up, and it was like I had a good crowd. Everyone was singing, but I think I did like 3 or 4 shots of Patron, and it was just like. I think I was singing Feliz Navidad as well. And I don't know any of the Spanish. So I wasn't I don't think that I was actually fully like drunk or anything. And that's just kind of how I had a crowd. Everyone was going. It was just, but you don't sound as good as you think in those situations. Right. You're just playing to the energy. You're not playing to like the quality of the sound.
Yeah.
And that video is, I could have told, I know the person that posted it, and I could have told them to take it down. And I was just like, who cares? It happened.
Memories. Yeah, right.
It's with life,
Yeah. Love it. Cool. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to jump to, we do generic commercials here on the Binge Effect. And what it is, it's no brand. It's just commercials about generic things. And this week's generic thing that you're going to see is butter. So we'll be back after these messages. So I'm just going to whisper to you because that's what they do on tonight's shows.
And butter, if you want to sponsor the show.
Right. That's right. Butter. Oh, we're still on. Oh, we're cutting now. Okay, great.
Here's a realistic look at spreading butter in a commercial. It's not as smooth as everyone else tries to make it look. And that's the thing about butter. No matter how it looks, it makes everything taste that much better. Butter is good for you. Butter is good for you.
Awesome. Thanks for watching those awesome generic commercials. What we're going to be doing is
that was a smooth commercial, by the way. Smooth.
Oh, thank you. I see. I like you did there. I like.
Sorry. Continue on. Sorry, that was great.
So we want to hear from you guys. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to each week announce what the generic commercials are going to be about, and then you guys can actually create them, put them on your channels, and just send us the link. And then from there, we're going to feature like the 2 or 3 or however many are awesome, and we just want to put them on the show. But I figured, Danny, I kind of put you on the spot. What's a generic item you'd like to see commercials about for next week's episode?
Ooh, generic. Since I'm in Australia, I want you to find a Vegemite commercial.
Ooh, a Vegemite. Is that like a termite, but they eat vegetables?
No, it's like a jar of, it's like spread that you'd put on toast, but it's like really salt. It's gross. It's disgusting. But Australians love it.
All right, well, you heard it here. A Vegemite commercial for next week's episode. So Google it if you need to know a little more. But I think this is going to be gold. I think you picked the key one that's going to launch generic.
Well, because I'll share this, and all my Australian friends will find you and send
that's
it.
True, that's true.
Vegemite.
But awesome. But yeah, feel free to, if you make it, you can upload it to. There's no like rules. So put it on your channel. Tag at Brain Chunks and hashtag generic commercials. Because as of now, there's no Hashtag generic commercials, which I was shocked about. But we're going to jump back in now. Thanks again, Danny, for staying with us. Two-parter here, people. But I like to call this segment kind of binge nuggets. And this is kind of golden nuggets from our guests that you think, like, what's one thing that you'd like to share that would kind of benefit the viewer or be kind of like mind-blowing or life-changing that would help them kind of in their game of creating?
For creators out there, I would say harsh truth is, if you're trying to reach a large audience, create evergreen content. So instead of making a whole video about your day, pick something interesting in that day and make that, and make this thumbnail interesting, make the title interesting, and then post it and wait. And it might take a long time. Like, I did a video it was after my wedding. It wasn't quite the honeymoon because it was a week later, but we called it a family moon because we went skiing with my wife's family. And that video was gold. I loved it. I edited it really well, but nobody clicked on it. It was like 200 views. It just sat there. And then I changed it to just a little part in it that said, taking Australians to Walmart for the first time. And then all of a sudden it was like 1,500 views. And I mean, you could call that clickbait, but it really happened. So It's not really, I mean, clickbait's different. I think clickbait, because you want clickbait. Because it's like you're baiting them in, you're getting them to want to watch it. Like fake is different, fake
right.
baiting, I guess. But I think that, just work on that evergreen content. Don't think that just because you post a video about your day, everyone's going to want to watch it. And, I think that's it. And then just to tag onto that.
Yeah.
You have a pop-out screen. Do not look at your pop-out screen. Like, if right now I don't have a pop-out screen, but people would do it and it'd look like right over there or on top of it. And you could see that it's too obvious when you're trying to look back and forth between your lens. Like, know your shot, cover your screen, and talk to the lens, because it's a huge turnoff for people. And I'm not trying to be snooty about this. It's just, do you know what I'm saying? Do you see that?
Yeah, I call it the kidnapper's look. Like, it looks like you're being kidnapped and there's someone behind the camera telling you what you need to say.
Yeah, that's it. That's funny. That's funny. And you're trying to use Morse code with
right,
your eyes to tell them that where your location is.
Blink 3 times if I should subscribe and call for help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
and
true,
I've told people, like, I try to be nice about it, but one of my favorite YouTubers is Gina Walters, and I don't know if you know who she is, but she was doing that a lot, and I was like, listen, I know that I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but just try to fix that. And I see her do it still, but I could tell that she doesn't. She's like, crap. Like, I could tell she's like, oh man, I shouldn't have looked.
Catching it, yeah.
And I know that even from experience, like when you're editing, like it's really hard. I think I tried to do a couple of videos for fun on like the front facing camera on the phone, and you're looking at yourself. It's hard not to.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where I had to put like a Post-it note that said, look here. And then I just had to like put my hand over like my, screen just to look at that lens. And it's just, it's hard. I get it.
Yeah. I love that. Even the Post-it note thing, though, because I think that's what a lot of people that struggle with that, they're like, yeah, I got to work on it. But like, you not only just acknowledged it, but you're like, I'm going to fix this. Like, whatever's going to take to get me focused right here.
Well, and it's hard right now too, because you're down here.
Oh yeah.
And my camera's up here. So it's like, I want to look at you at the same time, but I know that when I'm talking to you, I got to look there.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's tough.
That's even when I was trying to set up, for those of you at home, obviously you're not in our home right now, but I was trying to figure out how to set up the camera and the computer, because mine's over here. And then I was like, well, I'm just going to say, like, in the talk show, like, you're always looking to the guest. And I have no clue what I'm going to do with it now, because I'm already this far in. But yeah, it's always like, where am I going to look? Because if I see myself, I'm going to constantly be checking out, oh yeah, something in my teeth. No.
Yeah.
Well, actually, with that, I'm going to use that into my next question. Since I know we've just met, and by the way, thank you so much for being a part of this, because I reached out to Danny, and he could have been stranger danger and been like, I don't want to talk, no thanks. But he was more than willing to come on and help, be on a show that I think a lot of these things where I'm trying to stream it, we're across continents. I've never talked. I don't think I've actually interacted with someone cross continent with the internet. This is great.
That's perfect.
But I know you've been through this many times, interacting with people online, live streaming, filming. In our brief interaction here, do you have anything tips that you think would initially give this show, make this better for you or future guests in interacting, that we can use to grow as creators as a whole as well?
The only tip I could say is just keep doing it because, and you said you've been on YouTube for 10 years. The more you do it, the more you grow and learn, and the better you're going to be. There's no other tip to say since this is the first one, but I mean, you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
You have a very beautiful beard.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
And you have a picture of yourself as a spaceman in the background. And how can nobody, like, that's the best thing I've ever seen.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. It kind of backfired.
Although you look like a youth pastor with that.
I look like a what?
A youth pastor.
Oh, yeah, man.
The goatee youth pastor.
Totes. It backfired because I printed out as a joke. I have a 3-year-old now, but he was a baby when I printed it out. And then we moved in this house like 2 years ago. Oh, no, almost 3. But we never addressed it with him. So we found out he was telling kids like in church, anywhere we met, that his dad was an astronaut. And I'm like, oh, we never even thought about acknowledging like, oh, no, that's dad. It's a thing called Photoshop, son.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. But I'm just a YouTuber, son, not an astronaut.
You should have like a boxing championship.
Yeah, that's right. Got so many in the queue, just waiting for the next Shutterfly code to print out free 16 by 20.
That's funny. I like it. I want one really bad. I think that would look really good back there.
That's right.
It's cross continental, and it's also cross hemisphere as well.
Oh, yes.
It's summertime here, and it's wintertime where you are.
Oh yeah. What's temperature around? What are you thinking right now for you?
I have to look. It's annoying because they do Celsius over here.
Oh yeah.
Metric, amazing.
Yeah.
Like, why have we not switched to metric? And we don't want to get into like a political thing, but I'm like, could you imagine if the world starts thinking we're stupid? And I mean, they do. If we changed it to metric, then they would be like, all right, maybe they're coming around.
Okay.
This is all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now it's 84 degrees.
Oh, okay. It is 26.
And this whole week will be between 90 and 70.
Oh man. Oh yeah. That sounds glorious. It's 26 here and snow/sleet. So we're living it up.
I miss that though. It's hard because they're like people out here. They're like, it's getting warm. It's starting to feel like Christmas. I'm like, no, it's not.
No.
Christmas is snowing.
You're not supposed to sweat at Christmas. What is this?
Yeah. Drinks in the pool. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
Oh. Oh man. Try not to wheeze into the microphone when I laugh. I have that old man like from congestion. So
don't do that. That's a funny laugh.
Yeah, unfortunately, I actually couldn't find a talk show game to play or come up with a good one yet. As far as like, so we'll have to skip that for now. But for future, I'd love to do one with you.
I could flip it back on you. I could do the game for you.
Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay.
So here's the game. I'm gonna show you some Australian slang, and you're gonna have to figure out what it means.
Oh, okay.
So we'll start with this one. This is the first word. It's called grizzle. Yeah, grizzle.
Okay.
I don't know if that's flipped. Is that flipped around or?
No, it's right way.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. What would you guess that would be?
Yeah, honestly, my brain went to something with a grizzly bear drizzling something on, like drizzling syrup on a waffle.
Yes, that's not it at all. If I was to say like, stop grizzle. It doesn't really work. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's to complain. That's what grizzle means.
Oh.
So you were not at all close.
Yeah,
so let's try another one.
Okay.
Some of them are super easy, but sparrows farts. Sparrows fart.
Is it like a tiny fart that snuck out? Like
no. It's dawn. So let's meet at the sparrow's fart. I don't know.
What? Sparrow's fart is dawn, like the time of day?
Yeah.
So a romantic time of day. Sparrow's fart. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. We'll do 3 more.
Okay, a lot.
How about yabber? Yabba.
Yabba.
They say yabba, but it's yabber.
Is that they talk?
Yabba.
Yabba. They talk. Someone that talks a lot.
It's talk.
Okay,
That's right.
yes,
That was it.
yes.
You got it. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Boot.
First thought was Canadian. What's that a boot? No. Boot, what you wear on your feet. The thing that goes on your car tire when you have unpaid tickets.
That is Americanized, yeah, but it is something with a car.
Okay. The bumper.
Nope. I'll give you one more guess.
Oh man, the boot.
If I said the boot, it's in the boot.
That's in. Oh man, back seat.
No, trunk.
Oh, trunk. Oh, yeah, that makes sense now.
Okay, one more. I'll see if I can find an easy one here.
I never even thought about there being different slang in Australia.
Oh, it's like I've been out here for a long time, and there's still things that they say, and I'm like what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Here we go. How about this? I don't even know what this one is. Brumby.
Brumby. I can't even. That's Brumby.
It's not obvious. That's the thing is, it's a wild horse.
Oh,
let's go chase the Brumby. I don't know. I was saying earlier, I think it's funny that a lot of Americans, they base all of their knowledge on Australia through the Simpsons episode, which was Australia versus, was Bart versus Australia is what it was called. And it's very funny.
100%.
$900 dues.
Like literally, I mean, my whole concept of Australia is through that episode as a kid.
Yeah. And maybe Finding Nemo, like a little bit of like the Opera House.
That's true.
You would think it would be a little bit of Crocodile Dundee too, but it's not really. Like they don't really do anything about except for the Outback.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, Outback Steakhouse. Yeah.
That's right. Oh, is that in Australia though? Do they have those in Australia?
No, I don't think so.
No, because you think about it.
I don't think that they have one. I mean, there's like the Outback in Australia, which is like
the real.
I mean, even they call like the bush. If they said like bushwalking, that's just like hiking through the woods. Bush. They call the bush. Yeah, the bush. It's very confusing.
Sounds way cooler though.
I'm walking. I don't want to walk through bushes. I'm gonna get thorns.
Right.
Like, let's go for a bushwalk. That sounds terrible.
That's not fun. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Wow. So what?
But there you go. You got one out of
one out of
6,
yeah.
I think we did.
Man, that's such a sparrow's fart. I'm disappointed with myself.
Just yes.
Cool. Well, thank you for bringing the game. I appreciate that. That saved the day.
Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. It's a fun game to play, and it's always different because there's so many of those things.
You never know.
And that's just an app that I don't even know what that app was called. It's like Australia Aussie Slang is what it's called. Aussie Slang.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out now and brush up for the next time we meet. That's
Yeah. It's a beautiful city. Check out my YouTube channel and watch some of the Australian places because you'd be surprised at how well like built up the cities are. It's like it's not like what you expect, like everybody kind of living in little huts or with the Aboriginals and stuff. It's just like America, but we drive on a different side of the road.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't even realize that.
They, not we.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's fun when you go between countries, and then you're like, you have to remind yourself, okay, wait, am I on the right side? Wait, which side do I be on? I don't know. When you get to a roundabout, it gets really tough because you just, it's tough, but I've got it down. I can switch between now.
Oh man, I would be lost. I'd be Buddy the Elf in Australia for sure. That's terrifying. Yeah. Now, Mike,
if
one
you
more
have
question
GPS and if you're looking at the road signs, you're fine. You'll be fine. It's not as hard as you think, but yeah, I could see where it can be a little bit intimidating for sure.
Yeah. Now,
you'll be fine.
I got to ask, in Australia, how mind-blowing is it, the toilet flushing in the opposite way? I
don't think it does, actually. I think that was a myth.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't, and it's not just toilets, it's just drains, I suppose, is what they're saying, is it spins a different way. Okay. I think I tried it, and I looked at it and didn't do that. The toilets here just going to go whoosh, and they don't spend time and stuff. So
Australia plays for keeps. They just get it done.
They don't want that. They want people to not know what it really is. Right. So they eliminated that altogether. So it's just gone.
That's the state motto, or the country motto, more like.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're near the end of our time. I thank you so much for joining me and being a part of this. With that,
thanks for having me on your first episode, man.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
I love it. Thank you for kind of breaking the bottle on the ship as we set it out. We're excited. How can we follow you? This is kind of your chance to tell us all the ways we can stalk you. On
all the social media, you type in "Where is Danny Black." Twitter is just "Where is DB," but you can still type in "Where's Danny Black" and find it. I have a website called where'sdannyblack.com that I don't do anything with because all it is the social media platforms that you can follow. YouTube, Where's Danny Black, and the live stream is X. Here is Danny Black.
Okay.
And that's a fun one. I'm really excited about that channel. It's growing in a fun community and giveaways and things like that. And I wanted to grow to the point where I can give away like free cruises and things like, you know, where I'm making, I love doing my job as a job, like where I get paid to make music or, you know, sing and all that stuff. And I would rather like get my ad revenue from YouTube and be able to take that and turn it around into making it like giveaways and things that's just fun. Like we're just having fun.
Right.
And we'll see where it goes. It's you know, it's hard. You think that like, hey, you got 5,000 subscribers on your other channel. They're all going to just pop over to your other one. Nope. Sorry. Maybe to Streamer will help. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Wow.
Come on over.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Be sure to check him out. Especially like, I mean, Danny's a great guy, and you want to see people succeed like this because you're having fun building a community. You're making it fun, and you're doing these giveaways not for views, but because you actually love what you do, and that's rare to see sometimes. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
Cool.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, that concludes our portion with Danny Black himself. Thank you again, Danny. And we're going to jump back to the outro of the show. Thanks, Luke, for cutting back to Luke in the same shot. That's weird. Anyways, thanks again to Danny for being a part of this. I think this is going to be huge for the creator community as a whole. It doesn't even have to be YouTube. We're centralizing on YouTube right now, but it can be any creators of all shapes and sizes can watch this and hopefully binge the people that we feature. Be sure to check out Danny and what he's doing. He's literally an awesome guy, and I want to be like him when I grow up. Just to recap real quick, the Binge Effect, we're hoping to do this weekly. Maybe one day it'll be daily once I don't have to do a full-time job. But anyways, hopefully shoot for weekly episodes. With that, your assignments for next week, if you want to try to be a part of it, is as we look for audience participation, feel free to participate. That's how you participate in audience participation. But also with the generic commercials, it's just something I've always wanted to do, and I think that a lot of you who are way funnier and more talented than me can make something even better. So next week's assignment is Vegemite. If you don't know it, Google it. And also, as we go forward with the generic commercials, you can also feel free to make generic commercials from the previous one. So if you want to do it with butter too, you can still make that. Be sure to tag @BrainChunks to do hashtag generic commercials. I'm super excited to see what you guys come up with. I'm super excited to officially launch the Binge Effect ship off into the sea. I don't know where I was going with that analogy, but you know what I mean. One more thank you. I want to thank the No Small Creator community for literally fueling the fire inside me to make this show. I'm super excited to see where it goes, and I thank you guys for being along for the ride. So until I come up with a cool outro, I'll catch you guys next time on The Binge Effect. Was that The Price is Right?